Welcome to the NTFL broadcast today. Today we've got Buffaloes versus St Mary's. Our head commentator today is Natasha Medbury. My name's Ricky Nolan. And what do you reckon, Tash? Do you reckon got a close game on our hands today?
Yeah, I'm hoping that that's the case here, Ricky. I know Buffs got the win last week. They've only won 3 games this season. They're sitting in 6th position. They're taking on St Mary's in 4th. But I just think St Mary's have played a lot better footy, and the win last week was only over Tiwi, of course, for the Buff. So I'm just hoping that they can stay in. But with the wet weather footy that we might have with us, the ground is very soggy after the rain that come down as the umpire throws it up. That's one down by Archard. St Mary's are going to shark it off him. Smithy goes back in the ruckman, but it comes out through Mackenzie for the Buffs. Goes wide to centre wing. Good punch away there by Lockie Taylor, who scoots away with the footy. He's going to drive it into the 50. Looking good here for the Saints. There was holding on there. The umpire lets it go. Play on. Big Calder will try and get there, but well done to Moroney for the Buffs, trying to clear the footy. Only as far as Lant. Big inclusion here for St Mary's. He's caught with the footy, manages to get rid of it. Holm is there, and he's caught with the footy. So good cracking start the first minute.
Yeah, and the ball's moving all right. So, yeah, we've had absolutely torrential rain, so ball's moving all right, but I think we'll get pretty wet very soon.
Well, we've just seen Joey Collinson's kick there. That wasn't too flash, so he's put his team under enormous pressure once again. So St Mary's have it down half forward here, but there's a free kick that's going the way of Collinson. Let's see what he can do. Played his 100th game last week, Joey Collinson.
He's a good user of the footy, isn't he?
That's a lot better kick this time. As Rick pointed out, that's a good mark as well at the back. That's Bolsh. He had a ripper of a game last week. Sit into the forward line. Sambono's going to get this footy. He's going to go in and kick the first goal of the game. Adam Sambono kicks the first goal of the game for the Buffaloes. Great start for the Buffs.
Yeah, touch too early there, just a deep entry to a one-on-one, and Sambono, I think last year he kicked 10, didn't he, in the first game, and then didn't play again virtually for the rest of the year. I've heard he hasn't got an ACL and hasn't got it operated on, but
wow.
So yeah, good start by Adam, get the ball into him deep, and he's a very, very good player. Good
work by Roberts as well down there, number 2 for Buffaloes, to get the ball off to Sambono.
Get over the top, well done. Good matchup with a big ruckman, isn't it? Today I was looking forward to that with Archer and Ryan Smith. Archer's just been dominating, but best ruckman in the comp so far, and I think Ryan Smith's been the best ruckman for the last decade, so it's a good contest, this.
I agree. Umpire just making sure the numbers are right here and getting a bit of grip on that footy. Throws it up. Smith easily wins that one down. Looking for a teammate there.
Jack Klusky, he was best on ground last week by a country mile, I thought, for St Mary's. He's played in the grand final for Glenelg in the SANFL just recently, but hopefully he can keep that form up. Not a fan of that kick. I'd like to go a little bit more direct.
Line's long. Looking for Joey Solomon. Kicked forward by Lant. Dangerous position. Calder from the back. It's going to come forward to Mackenzie. Mackenzie gets out of one tackle. He's put his defenders under enormous pressure here, trying to clear the footy. It's touched. Paredes has taken high. His head was ripped off and then driven into the ground by his opponent. Poor Nate Paredes. Just about every week, I reckon, I see him get his head ripped off.
Yeah, he is with Buffs. I just reckon you've got to get it out of that D50. With this sort of weather, if you just launch some sort of big torpedo or something just to get it out of there. I think that finessing kick on the back end of the inside in these conditions is probably not the play today.
Usually a noted goal kicker. Paredes started in the forward line. Looks good off the boot, and St Mary's have the reply on the board. So Liam McDonald with that errant hand that just got him high. And he's got the first on the board, the captain for St Mary's. Very good player over the years.
Yeah, I think he might have won 3 best and fairest. I don't think anyone in the history of St Mary's has won 3 flags, 3 best and fairest, and he did do one of them in a premiership year. So, yeah, he's been a phenomenal pickup for St Mary's Footy Club.
And deserving captain as well. He's captain this season.
This year, they've made a bit of a change, and Nathaniel's got the nod, so that's good. Kieran Parnell, I think, has gone into the leadership group as well. I think
yeah, he has.
He'll be a future captain one day or soon.
Yeah, I thought he might have got picked up in one of the drafts. Kieran Parnell would love the way he's gone about his footy.
A bit unlucky. He done an ACL in a grand final as a 17-year in his draft year. So and then he did it again, a second ACL. So it's a touch unlucky, I think.
There's Collinson. Picked that ball up well in these conditions. Under pressure, but there's Josh Cheek. That's a beautiful kick. Finds his teammate and Joey Salmon. Plays on quickly here. That's land at the back is Calder. Oh, well done in the end. Good mark there.
Love that kick from Saints. That's just get that in long and deep. That was a great grab.
Holmberg, in these conditions, he had to take it. Calder was hanging at the back. That's a beautiful kick. But Holner for Saints just smashes it forward, intercepted here by Wilkinson. Thought that he's come about in the last couple of seasons as well. He's playing a lot in the Div 1s and then he sort of come through and has held his position.
He's done well. He got a lot fitter as well. So, yeah, he's done well so far.
Someone finds the footy. That's a good kick in board as well. Ted Castle, usually a good user of the footy. Here's young Yaron. Wants to get there first. Henry Labastida. He ran into someone's knee. Someone goes to kick it off the ground there. I think it was Liam McDonald once again. So the free kick is going to go the way of Nicky Yaron. So with this wet weather footy, they'll probably be looking to kick it off the ground quite a bit, but they need to be careful.
It's just, I reckon it's in a bit of a wet patch there, Nick. They have to get a bit of some good purchase on the football.
He's trying to gettable goal for him as well. So one apiece here. We've gone just over 6 minutes. Nick Yaron looks good off the boot. So the St. Mary's have their second goal. Well done to Nicky Yaron in there. And again, it's the free kick given away by the Buffs defensive 6.
It's just one of those days you won't want to give free kicks away in this weather. You wouldn't think it'd be a high-scoring game, but we've started off with 3 goals in the first 6 minutes. That's pretty good standard of footy so far. Yeah,
looking pretty good. A few good kicks, a few good marks as well. But there's also been a few errant kicks. So the Flows will need to respond here.
Jack Tower gone into the ruck. See how he goes against the in-form Archer.
Good size fella as well. Yeah, Jared Stokes missing once again, the captain for the Buffs. So Chad wins that one. There's Jared's brother in there, Bradley Stokes, but cleared again by Lant. And that was Henry Labastida was beaten to the footy. Good defensive work. Here's Lockie Taylor. Someone picks it up. He's reefed to the ground by James. And so is Taylor holding the footy. So the free kick going the way of Maloney. Good stalwart for the Buffaloes. Has a running player, Jackson Clark. But he's
don't know about overdoing the handball today. Yeah.
Definitely needed to kick that one.
Good normally. I just reckon today the 0 handballs, long kicks probably would be the game plan.
Who do you blame for that one? The person with the footy or the one calling it?
Yeah, but it should be
Coach Ricky?
a bit of both. That should be spoken about highly before the game, I think. So, yeah, Jackson Clark maybe shouldn't have called it. Maybe he thought he had a little bit more time as well. But, you know, you'd think it would be addressed before the game.
So there's Toa. Good kick. There's Labastida, the man like Benjamin Button, gets better as he gets older. Calder worked his player under the ball well. Briston clears it. It's going to land in the arms of Clark. Led the team last week, Tommy Clark. Kick to really no one. See the forward Bolts just putting his arms out. Long takes that one too easily. Kicks to Lant. Tommy Clark's there. That's a good tackle. Manages to get it away to the big Archer. Bolts from the back. Here's Roberts. Drops the footy. The umpire says play on. Lucky to get away with that one. Cheek's got it. Trying to dance around Roberts. Now he gets boot to ball. Paredes. Toa was taken without the footy. Free kick going the way of the big ruckman. Done well since he's come off.
Yeah, he started his NTFL pretty slowly, actually. So I think he needs a big game. And as he said, he has started pretty well.
Since he's come on for Smith. So chopping out. That beats everyone, even Shawnee Edwards. Another big inclusion. So out of bounds. for another stoppage. We haven't had that many stoppages yet.
Which is good because I don't like them. Yeah, some big ins. Dylan Land as well played in Glenelg's NFL Grand Final as well. He's a big in. Sean Edwards. So and Kieran Parnell for his first game as well. So there's some huge ins for St Mary's.
Tor used his body really well against Archer. Just the ball, someone needs to pick it up. And they do through Bowles. Had a good game last week against the Bombers. Well done to Long. Used his body well. There's Bolch. Managed to get boot to ball. Moves it forward. Rodos kicks it forward to Adam Sambono. Uncontested. Could have run into goal. He's going to go back and have his shot on goal. He's already kicked one. He plays on quickly. Snaps around the corner and he's kicked his second. So the Buffs respond. It's 2 apiece here with nearly 16 minutes gone. No, 10 and a half, sorry.
John Rodas, number 18, that kick to Sambono, it was just centimetre perfect, put it out in front of him. And bit of a story there. He come up here to play with Waratahs and couldn't get a game because of the point system and moved over to Buffs during the week. So an absolute top footballer in the Adelaide Amateurs, was named in the top 20 players of the Amateurs this season. So yeah, he's come up here, couldn't get a game, moved to Buffs. It's a huge pickup. If you look at his resume, it's pretty good. And going by the way he delivered that ball to Sambono, there was a bit of class involved. In
these conditions as well, ball's a bit heavy. So 2 apiece here, bit of a shootout. Toa's stayed in the ruck, done very well as we spoke about since he's come on for Smith. Goes for a second crack. Yaron's gone into the middle now. James just punches that forward. Clark will kick it off the ground, doesn't get it far. Hollinson nearly intercepts the footy. There's Toa again. Gets the ball into some space. 2-on-1. Stick ground. Here's Cheek. Mops up the footy. Gets it forward. Punch there by Bowles, I think that was. Gets his fist in there and it's gone over the boundary line. So another stoppage.
Underrated player, Bowles. I reckon he's a handy footballer. Has a few injuries, but yeah, when he plays, I reckon he goes all right.
Yeah, when he's on song, he's a smooth mover of the footy, that's for sure. It's Archer, Toa again. Just moves Archer under the footy. I reckon he's watched a few tapes of Archer because he's matching up really well on him. Up and under kick. Raxanar Matt couldn't take it. Now he kicks it off the ground. This is in open space here. Benjamin Brown, what does he do? He kicks it off the ground as well, looking for Salmon. Salmon, great pickup in these conditions, but a good chase by Maroney, and it's gone out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. That was a great pickup by Salmon at full speed.
Absolutely first class. And Maroney just as good with his chase. I like Brown, just get the ball forward in these conditions. If you can win 40 metres, it's a pretty big win, isn't it?
Calder will contest this one. Oh, good off the ruck. Here's Edwards, and he's kicked the goal. What a brilliant goal by St Mary's. Perfect ruck work there by Calder. Down to Shawnee Edwards. Read it well off the pack. And a beautiful snap-on goal for St Mary's third.
Yeah, well done, Sean Edwards. I always say no concrete feet at stoppages. So he was on the move, and Calder put it down and fed it very, very well. Maxi Gorn-like, and a really good finish by Sean Edwards.
Yeah, read that like a book, that one. Goes straight into the middle as well. So Smith's back on. Tora, I thought, did well. Archer moves back.
Looks like they're going to try and work the inform ruckman over in Archer, aren't they? So if 2 blokes are playing 50% game time and Archer's playing 80, it's going to, Buffs are going to need a superhuman effort from him.
Yeah, I'm just looking around the ground to see who would actually chop out
Could
for
do
him.
it.
Briston, I think, is the only one that I reckon I've seen in the ruck before for Buffs on the team sheet.
They're traditionally not a club that's got a lot of ruckmen in hand, are they, Buffs?
No, since Shillabeer left as well, they're down. Those Bolts, a good lead, good kick as well. Kicked a few last week, this fella.
Good delivery by Luke Roberts, Palmerston Jr., and it was a lovely kick to advantage out to Bolch.
I say that he got all his football knowledge from his auntie Lisa, so it's her nephew out there. Good.
Yeah, Bolt plays for Sherwood in the QAFL, and I think he was on Aspley's VFL list, I think, this year as well. So he's a fly-in, so he's pretty highly credentialed. We'll see how he goes with this kick. Looks pretty good.
Yeah, he's a Usually a beautiful kick of the footy. I think last week he kicked 4 goals.
4, yeah.
So the first behind of the match. Let's see how Saints can move it here from half back. So not too much movement. She's going to go down the line looking for Edwards. Edwards uncontested in the end. Not sure where the talk was there from the Buffaloes. There was a number of players around the footy, but somehow Sean Edwards took that uncontested again, Matt. It's Braxton. That's a poor kick. Archer gets the ball away. There's Mackenzie to Bowles.
Done that well, Buffs. Moves the ball well.
Bowles with a kick into the 50. And just a kick there by Jacob Long. Goes out of bounds for a boundary throw-in.
He got a handy foot to that because I reckon it would have kept skidding through into a bit of open space for Buffs.
And I reckon Roberts was on the run
Yeah,
there
well,
too.
I know. I reckon it was a pretty handy little foot stop.
Good little tap. So they'll set. Ruckman again. Smith, Archer will go against each other. Here we go. Smith from the back. Here's Cheek. Started the game well, Cheek.
And he's got a very special left foot. As good a skills-wise as anyone in the comp, Josh Cheek.
Yeah, he's a handy player. Played at St Mary's for a while now. I know he had a season or two at
Palmy.
Palmy.
I think he moves up here with the Army, and yes, he went out to Palmy. So he's pretty. I think he's a fitness advisor in the Army, so he's a pretty fit guy.
There's Smith again, just bashes it forward. Well read by Labastida. Here's Lant, gets it over to Ted Castle. Not a good kick for Calder, but he gets there first, and a good hand pass to someone. He should snap this, and he snapped it out of bounds on the full. Not happy with himself either there, Joey.
He party tricks from Calder, back through the legs and gave the handball off to Joe Salmon.
As casual as you like. He made that look easy, but it's not in these conditions for a big fella to get down like that. Clark. Smith from the back gets the punch. I reckon that's a mark. Just snaps it in quickly. Mark taken there by Clark again. That's Jackson. Dangerous. Gets that to Abala.
It's pretty risky in this weather. We'll see if Buffs can do it. Looks like they've done that very, very well.
Out to Briston. I reckon this is Sharple's first touch.
High risk, high reward there.
There's Sharples. We'll go further down to centre wing.
Very good ball movement, that.
Bowles. Got a running player. Passes it off now. Drives it into the 50. Looking for Sambono out in front. That's a beautiful mark. And as you said, Ricky, beautiful movement of the footy there by the Buffaloes. Let's see if they can get a goal out of this. Sambono, it's going to be a hard kick.
It's pretty positive by Buffs with that ball movement. So Saints just got to probably work hard to try and cut those exits off. Geez, it'd be a decent kick from here, wouldn't it, this weather?
He's got 2, but I don't put anything past this fella. It's going to land in the goal square. At the back is Bolsh and punched through. Well done by the defenders there. I reckon that was Dylan Lant down there that punched that through. As Cheek comes off for an interchange. Let's see again how St Mary's moved this ball from a kick out. So Long's got the duties. Plays on. Decides to come the other way. Salmon got both hands to it, then nearly kicking in danger there. Managed to get away with that one. Edwards got his head taken off. The umpire saw that. It was there, definitely there. Wilkinson's on here, but ignores that. It's going to go further, I reckon, to Calder. Gets his mitts to it again, but here's Bowles with a lucky kick that falls in the arms of his teammate there, Rodos.
Risky again. They've taken some risks and they've been rewarded so far. Get that to space, Jackson Clark.
They're looking further afield to Tyrese Raymond. Good up-and-coming player.
Cut the exits. This is what I'm talking about, cutting the exits off. Henry Labazita worked really hard then to cut those exits off as well done.
Well done to Labber, and he's going to hit up his captain. Needed to mark that 2 against 1. He plays on quickly. That's poor checking there by the Buffaloes. And again, Yaron got a poor kick in. Liam McDonald chops that off. Ex-Palmerston player as well, over to Moroney. Archer, again, Let's see what they can do to work this out. That's a dangerous kick.
He had no one to go to, and he's worked that through very, very well.
Stokesy under pressure.
I reckon Saints got to try and cut this 45 off with Sean a free kick, but they're really looking for that 45 kick, aren't they, Buffaloes?
Yeah, and only the 15, 20-metre kick as well. Not anything too long again. Just goes the distance. That's Collinson. Oh, that's his second terrible kick today.
Good starting points by Jacob Long in front of his man.
Maroney, the big ruckman, trying to get it back. Holmberg kicks it out of bounds on the full. So he's in for a tough day, Holmberg against Calder.
Yeah, Calder is in ridiculous form at the moment. It's it will be an interesting matchup. He's started all right. I reckon he's punched a few balls. Well, he's done all right so far.
Braxton Armat. Well done. Calder just read that a lot better off the boot. It's a short kick.
Pretty good kick of the footy, Lant.
Open goal square, but just misses to the far side. Through for a behind. We're in red time now. 20 and a half minutes gone this first quarter. Been a ripping first quarter.
It has. Good standard. The rain was ridiculous. You nearly had to pull over driving here, didn't you? So that for people down south, you've got no idea what sort of rain we've had here before. But this oval notoriously drains pretty well. So.
Yeah, there was puddles on it everywhere when we started, when we first got here. But you can see that it's drained well. And the game, of course, before that was called off because of the lightning. Yeah. So we have all conditions up here.
It's happened a bit this year, isn't it? I think St Mary's Waratahs game, wasn't it? Got called off.
Guess that's where the safeties come in. I remember playing back in the days, Rick, as you would, when there was lightning.
I actually saw someone get hit in the forward pocket there. A spectator get hit by, not hit, but very close to being hit. They had to call the ambulance. It was very close.
That goes over the boundary line. Well done there by Holder.
Remember back along St Mary's champion Shane Ponney got a steel rod put in his head or something when he was a kid. He got thrown into a fan when he was about very, very young. He had a bit of steel in his head. So whenever the lightning happened, when we were at training, he always used to panic because the lightning would be attracted to the steel.
Oh, no. And it does happen up here. We need to be very careful. We had a gentleman that passed away a couple of weeks ago picking mangoes. So lightning up here is a big thing. And St Mary's moved this footy through Parnell.
Got good numbers behind the ball here.
So Wilkinson, that's a great pick-up to Henry Labastida. He can steady. Sees Paredes on his own, but was taken down, had his arms ripped. Probably a 50-50 one, I reckon. But
they're a bit lucky, Saints there. I liked Henry Labastida. He's about 45 out. Wouldn't have made the distance. Was on the back foot. So instead of blazing away, he's just looked for Paredes and spotted him. And, yeah, Saints are a little bit lucky, I thought, to get that free kick.
One of the best team men I reckon I've watched over the years for St Mary's, Henry Labastida.
Yeah. I think football's changed to actually help him. Like defensive forward sort of only come in like the last 6 to 7 years, and it's just really prolonged his football where he's become a very, it's just every team needs one, and he just does it exceptional.
Yeah, because he did retire and then he came back, so. Yeah. So Maroney
keeps himself in pretty good nick.
Yeah, he's very fit. Very important as you get older. You need to maintain your fitness. So Maroney touches the ground, so kicks it long now. So a 50-50 contest, gets to the back. Oh,
jeez, he did that well.
Kicks it off the ground. Here's Paulie Campbell, goes without it. He needed to pick that up. Dances around, then he's caught. No, it's a free kick.
Haven't got much to kick to though, Buffs.
He's got.
Oh God, yeah. Saints haven't gone very well in transition to defend there.
Bowles moves it on quickly, but it's going to be 50. So that's against Armat. Braxton Armat. Going to take him within range here.
What sort of a 50? Looks like a decent one.
You'd want to buy real estate off that.
Oh, you're still going.
Every day of the week. That's a ripping 50.
Oh, on the siren as well.
On the siren. So this can...
Buffs to make it an even ball game.
Even ball game, yeah. What an arm wrestle it's been.
Who's that kicking it?
Let's
see the number.
No, I can't see the number either. I thought it was Bowles, but Bowles is back here. It's not Mackenzie.
He's like a cricketer. He's stepped it out. And
I reckon it might be Lockie Mackenzie.
no, he's not tall enough, is he? It's a great kick.
Then he's kicked it. We're still trying to pick it up. I'll leave that with you, Ricky. I can't see. 18, it was
18,
bowls.
bowls.
It was bowls.
Very good finish. Yeah, good game of football so far, haven't we? Good.
No, Rodus.
Rodus. No, I enjoyed this game of footy. Ball moving very, very well for a heavy ball, and all tied up at quarter time.
You know what great mates Territorians can be.
Always willing to lend a hand, or something else. So if they ever ask to borrow your car, as you know they will, you can say yes, knowing that your TIO comprehensive car insurance has them covered. Same as you. It's good to know.
So get a quote today.
TIO. We're for Territorians.
Kazali's Palmerston Club has been renovated. Come check out our brand new cafe, open 7 days a week. And with the new Kids Club, we are the perfect spot for a worry-free catch-up with friends. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gathering or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
Time to escape, 'cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide. Ooh.
Great Northern Brewing Co., the beer from up here.
You know Territorians are a hardy bunch.
Hats off to you. Whether you're new or you've been here forever, we know what the weather can throw at us. That's why TIO Home Insurance covers your home for cyclone, storm surge and flood. It's good to know. And with the only contact centre, claims team and assessors based in the Territory,
We're here when you need us most.
TIO, we're for Territorians.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
Welcome back. Looks like, Tash, we've got a good game on our hands here at TIO Oval. 20 points apiece at quarter time. Jack Klusky, I see, who I thought was easily St Mary's best player last week, is pretty iced up in the knee, so I think he might be out. So the Saints down to 3 rotations. But Buffs, they seem to want that inside 45 kick a bit, and they don't mind a switch in this weather, and it's working pretty well for them so far.
Yeah, they're taking a few risks, aren't they, which is good to see. But again, in this weather can be a lot more risk involved, but it's paying off so far for them. But can it pay off in the second quarter? And you spoke about Jacob Long's not looking too flash down there either as he's hobbling way onto the
2 rotations with Cheek and the big ruckman on the bench in Toa, so it could be interesting. Sometimes I like this. You see, teams have got to go to the, work really hard for their wins. I like it sometimes. It can be good during the year when this happens. Lovely tap down to Edwards, wasn't it? Yeah,
Smith did well at the back there. Got nice and high with this Ted Castle. Here's Rioli. Usually shakes those tackles. He didn't this time, but he's earned himself the free kick.
Yeah,
he got
hot on that this year, aren't
dumped.
they?
Yeah, I think that there wasn't even much in that myself, Ricky, but yeah, they have been very consistent with it, I must say.
It's the worst kick I've ever seen Shannon Rioli do, I think.
You took the words out of my mouth then. I agree. Paulie Campbell, the free kick here.
I don't know about this. Why do that? Just get the ball on. It's worked, but geez, only just got away with it.
And Barla was under enormous pressure there. Matt goes to smash that away.
So it's worked. They've gained 60 to 80 metres, but I just don't know whether you need to deliver release out the back in that situation.
Put his teammate under enormous pressure in the end. But from behind, Smith. So he's reckon so far just slightly winning it over Archer at the moment. There's a Barla back there again. Gives it to Clark. Clark up and under kick to Patrick Bowles. It's this next kick. Going to go long. He does. Looking for Bolch at the back. Just pushed his opponent off the footy. Can he keep it in? He can't. So he just pushed Gullis out the way there.
Yeah, started all right. Bolts flying, not many fly-ins this year. There's nowhere really you can fly in from. So.
Yeah, with all the quarantine
Queensland's about the only place. I think most clubs haven't bothered about it. So.
Although if you double vax, apparently you can stay 2 or 3 days at home quarantine and then you're right. Yeah. So a few rule changes lately. As Calder gets down low. Well done there to Holberg.
All right, Holberg. We're Calder's the form player of the comp. So.
James, that was a terrible kick, but then goes in for a second effort. Well done.
Preedy's soccer skills are
still, aren't they? Yeah, I reckon I've seen him play soccer as well. He plays that as well as he plays his football here. There's a Barla, needs to use his speed. He does. They're mucking around with it here. Mackenzie's got it. Bowles again. It's this next kick where they're turning it over. Here's Sharples. Needs to get more involved in the game, I feel, for someone of his calibre. Bowles just turned his man around. Then he couldn't take it. Good shepherd out the way there by Holner. Just cleared the space for his teammate. Kicked off the ground there by the young fella in brown. Stokes will get there first. Someone put on pressure. There's Moroney. Will go back to Stokes. Stokes gets around Wilkinson. Kicks it up to Sharples. He drops the mark he should have taken.
Lucky she went out as well. St Mary's had Brown and Paredes there to pounce on it.
I like the fact that Sharples getting a little bit more of the footy. He played on the wing last week. Looks like he's playing down forward, half forward flank this week.
I mean, a little bit critical of Buffs, how they're taking the game on, but they're not turning it out. Like it's not causing goals, and they're in the game. So, what they're doing is working. They've got to keep at it. But sometimes that bad turnover can just kill you or change a game sometimes. But at the moment, they're playing good footy.
And here's Tommy Clark. Tommy Clark has a ping at the goals. It's going to go across the face. Sambono's there. The umpire goes down in the background. Sambono around the corner. In the goal squares box, and he's in the back.
It's a goal anyway.
Play advantage there, the umpire. No, he's going to call it back. Sambono, they're all claiming it, but the umpire doesn't know what's going on.
There's a lot of discussion.
The goal umpire's got the footy in his hands.
I reckon what's happened is the boundary umpire's called that the ball went out before.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yep.
that it went out for some reason, and I reckon the ball is going to Jacob,
So out of bounds on the full.
I reckon, or a free kick there. I reckon it's a throw-in.
They don't know what's going on. The umpire was down. He fell over. So
It's either got to be a throw-in or you've got to play on because it didn't go out of bounds on the full. So I reckon what's happened is the boundary umpires called it, the play went on, and then the free kicks come and the boundary umpire said, no, the ball went out.
So boundary throw in.
Unlucky Buffs. You don't get that many opportunities today.
Cheeks in there, trying to get it out here. Brown kicks it off the ground again. Done so a couple of times today. Good advantage to the Saints. Here's Roberts. He's caught with the footy. That should be holding the ball. It is. Well done to Yaron. Roberts not happy with it. Tommy Clark getting involved. He just needs to get out the way here. That's one thing that Buffs do not want is ill discipline creeping in.
There's good skills by Nick Yaron to land.
Land.
It's a great kick.
Oh, look at that. On the run, someone did.
Called is free if they can get it over to him, but they can't. Jeez, that's well done.
Roney,
very well done. Saved a certain goal there.
Jackson Clark goes without it. Well picked up there by Raymond. But he gave it away. There's Salmon again. Calder was still there. So bad defensive work there by the Buffaloes. Here's Ted Castle will play on, and he's kicked the fourth goal of the game. First goal for this quarter for St. Mary's. And just too many turnovers there for the Buffaloes, put them under pressure, and St. Mary's ended up getting the goal.
Yeah, so going from Buffs about to score one to St. Mary's get it on return. So very, very quick reply.
Considering they were meant to be going for goal up here.
It's a 12-point play, wasn't it?
Good work to the umpire. He could have let that go, but said it was out. So it hasn't really cost them the risk that they're taking yet, the Buffaloes. That one just unlucky, I feel.
I reckon Archer's been off the field yet. He's certainly asking, out of the ruck yet. They're asking a lot for him.
Yeah, especially when they're double teaming him, as you said. That time he wins the tap down, gets it to Bowles. Bowles will go back in again for another crack. Moves it forward. I think that is Roberts. Good work by St. Mary's, but they're away here. There's Rodos. Rodos kicked a goal just on that quarter-time siren. Bolch over the top. McKenzie needs to pick it up quickly. He can't paddle it forward. Now he does to Sambono. Sambono up. And he just can't bend it enough.
Sort of thinking with Saints being 2 down, I'd just maybe let Ryan Smith, don't worry about that rotation, and pick up the rotation somewhere else if they're already down 2 rotations. Ryan Smith can just go with Archer one-on-one all day.
Yeah, and Toa you can sort of play, and there again, just inside the protected zone there, so that's gone against Aaron Stokes. So Toa.
Actually, Aaron Stokes, I think he's been doing a bit of chopping out in the ruck, hasn't he, this year? Or not?
Yeah, he's jumped a couple of times. Gives it off to Edward. Edwards down long to Calder. Can he get there? Tries to take a slip catch. There's Ted Castle, has a ping at the goals, and it goes across the face. Actually, it hit the goalpost, so that's a behind.
Good front and centre there by Ted Castle in a really good spot.
He's an exciting player,
I think he's at St. Pat's College, very famous school in Victoria, St. Pat's College in Ballarat. And I think he's just come back from holidays. Or come back from school for school holidays.
Yeah. You're going places, that young fella. Kenzie in front. Work there by James. Need to keep his feet, though. Going again. Liam McDonald keeps that in. Goes back to Clark. Clark, dangerous kick. Pays off. Briston's just come on. One-on-one. Good fist there by Holner. Got the numbers here, St. Mary's. Ben Brown. Kicked it in. Unfortunately, Shannon Rioli fell over at the wrong time. Roney needed to take that mark. They're taking the risks here again. Bolch, he's moved up the ground. Got no one to kick to, though. Goes short to Raymond.
Raymond looks all right, doesn't he? Young kid, I think, can still play under 18s. He looks like a bit of a player.
Yeah, he got a Rising Star nomination a couple of weeks ago. There's Bowles.
He uses the footy well. Bowles was a great decision.
Here's Bolch, usually a good user of the footy, into Sambono. Front and centre's Tommy Clark. He should kick this. And he's hit the goalpost. He's hit the post.
It's one of those days you just got to take those opportunities like that. Half a sniff, you just got to take them.
Probably had a little bit more time, I reckon, there, Tommy Clark.
Or even a drop punt would have been nice.
Yeah, they all love the check side, don't they?
Just got to get it out of there. It's got to be long, Jacob. Don't go too sideways.
Well, it's good to see him back out there. He was one of the ones that went into the change rooms.
This was a good kick. Yeah, he
Finds land.
looked like it was
so he
about
snuck.
to go to the hospital 10 minutes ago.
He snuck on. To tell her, I've been impressed with his start as well.
Kick the footy, mate.
Now he's put himself under enormous pressure. Rioli's underneath it. Tried to use his body. Kicked off the ground there as Rioli was sliding in. Yeah, good work there by the umpire. Further afield, but good call.
I thought, yeah, he did kick it. I just don't reckon it was a dangerous play. Like he
wasn't. Nah, his hands weren't over the.
He kicked the ball into Shannon.
Maroney. Breedis, they've got the numbers here. Someone can pick it up. Dances around one. Now he straightens up and kicks the goal. St. Mary's have their 5th goal. 2 in this quarter now. Looking a bit dangerous here for danger signs for Buffaloes.
So that's where at least a little bit of class. Like, so we've had twice that Buffs, one got pulled back for a free kick. Got pulled back because they changed the decision, and that one there where they've hit the post, and St. Mary's have taken it goal to goal and scored. So, and that's when class comes. A little bit of class just comes into play.
It's 11 points a difference now, but in these conditions it can become costly. They need to get the next goal, the Buffaloes. So still Archard's in there. Towa's gone into the ruck. We've got still the 3 on the bench here, so definitely your man from last week is done and dusted for the game.
Yeah, Klasky, it's no good.
Oh, wonderful pickup.
He is a very good player, Bowles, eh?
Brodas running past, could have got it back. He goes into a position now, ignores that. Sambono from the back. Matt gets there first, close to the boundary line. Keeps it in. Well done, young
handball to yourself.
Here's Maroney. He overruns the footy. Archer goes to ground. Yeah, I thought that was in the back as well. Go back to McDonald. Under pressure. Maroney again. He's had a good game for the Buffs. To Collinson. To Raymond. Spots up Bolch. Now, this is beyond his range with these conditions. He was kicking them last week from...
Can they need one here very badly, Buffs, just to keep in touch?
Not much on. Saints have pushed back quite well.
Is it too wide?
Oh, that's a mark.
Done well there.
Seed and Kernoff there.
Yeah, very good mark. But has he got the distance in this with a heavy ball?
Yeah, that's a worry, isn't it? Usually 40, 45 out is pretty easy, but not in these conditions. That ball's quite heavy. Heavy feet. Hard ground sometimes. Slippery. He comes in, he's going to kick it from about 45. He's got the distance. And he's got the accuracy. So Seed and Kernoff, he's kicked his first goal of the game. The first for the Buffaloes in this quarter. A much needed goal just to keep them 5 points away now from St. Mary's.
They needed that. It just keeps them in touch in this wet weather. They're not playing poorly, Buffs. I reckon they're playing some good footy. They're hitting their targets. A little bit of risk. But, you know, none of this risk has turned into goals. It's just been Saints just taking the ball from one end of the ground to the other, and just a little bit more class is why they're scoring. So, still got a game on their hands, and they needed that one.
They just look like St. Mary's at the moment. They're using the ball just a little bit better than the Buffaloes, but that's about it. But they did need that goal, you're right, just to keep them in check. We've gone nearly 13 and a half minutes in this second quarter. Ripping game so far. Now, Sharples has gone to that wing. Goes in without the footy, so the free kick going to Yaron. He does well when he chops out in the midfield. Nick Yaron gets out to Lockie Taylor. He's got time and a lot of space. And Dylan Lant, how does a man of that calibre find that much space?
He's a phenomenal kick of the football.
I was going to say, even though it's a heavy footy, I reckon he's got it in him.
It's Seaton Kerner, that was about 45-metre kick and he made the distance. So
we'll just kick it on the paint of 50, I reckon, here.
Won Essendon's VFL Best and Fairest a couple of years ago and played in the grand final for Glenelg about a month ago. And we wrap him up, and what did he do to us, Tash?
Commentator's curse. Sharples has let him know all about it as well. He kicked it from the paint of 50. It slid.
He hasn't been playing Link because there's a bit of word of him getting drafted, but he didn't get drafted, so back playing this week.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. He's a good player. Plenty of players, but that didn't get picked up. Buffs, how can they move this out of defence? Goes long. Number of players getting held on to. The umpire let it go. Cheek gets there first. Quick kick in. This is dangerous. Holder for the big man. Got down well. Then goes in again.
Well done.
Well done. I reckon that was Clark. Oh, taken by Collinson.
Joey Collinson's having a good game.
He's around one. No players there. Sharples, good hit by Yaron. Here they go, Saints. There's Brown. He's playing his part, Brown. That's a good spot-up kick as well to land.
Let's put this goal down if they kick it to Nick Yaron. Just some real good body work, and he's hurt him as well. And that just bought him a metre to get the ball to Brown, and Brown with a pretty good kick to land. Hopefully Dylan Lance kicks a bit better than last time.
It was a good hit by Yaron. Not much size to him, but I tell you what, he goes hard as at that footy. They land from 45. It's going to go across the face. No, Calder's taken the mark. Oh, right on the line.
It'll be a seriously difficult angle, that. And the umpire hasn't been a friend. Yeah. So, no.
How, as the Buffaloes defenders, did they not punch that through for a behind? Here he goes. He plays on and he's kicked it. So Calder has kicked the goal. He has his first of the game. St. Mary's have their sixth.
You're right, they touched. They just needed someone to come over the top and push that through for a behind.
Too much ball watching to me there. And the ball's quite heavy, so it's going to drop quite fast. There just wasn't enough defenders there around Calder. Simmons just chucking up on the sideline here, so I reckon he copped a big hit. They give him the special drink. So 3 goals in this quarter to St. Mary's, only 1 to the Buffaloes. Archard's getting done over, I reckon.
Yeah, I reckon Smith's doing a pretty good job, which he usually does stand up in big contests, Ryan, over the last decade.
Here's Edwards.
Good handball to advantage that.
Front of Yaron. He was pushed off the footy but managed to keep control of it. Then goes and applies the tackle, but gave away the free kick. I didn't think there was much in that, to be completely honest with you.
Either did Nathan Paredes by the reaction.
Yeah, and St. Mary's are doing pretty well. Usually,
oh, he's gone.
Usually, to me, Paredes is their barometer.
Yep.
And he hasn't had much of the footy so far this game. One's McKenzie. Go further afield, Holmberg. Jacob Long just slowed down a bit. I reckon that leg's just troubling him a tad. Takes the ball in. If my eyes are seeing correctly, it looks like he's got a little bit of strapping at the top of that leg. Ruckman. Come and set. So Bowles is on Paredes. Free kick. Going the way to Smith. He's definitely had it over Archard.
But that's what happens if you get in the front position. So, experienced ruckman, been around a long time. Good player in finals, good player in big games. And everyone was talking about the matchup, and that's what Ryan likes to stand up in these big games.
Just fighting for the footy here. The Buffaloes just really finding it hard to get easy footy. They need to keep possession of the ball. Armat to Smith. Over to Brown. This time he couldn't get boot to ball. Taken without the footy was Lant. The umpire let it go. Here's young Raymond. Braxton Armat just stands up in the contest and then boots it 15 to 20 metres forward, gains the ground that was needed for St Mary's. Buffaloes are really struggling here, Rick, I feel. St Mary's are really starting to press.
Yep, I think they wouldn't mind the siren, so if they could get away with it as close as what it is at the moment.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it'd be a win for Buffs. We maybe even look at putting a number behind the ball just for the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, just to try Stokes again. They can't get it forward whatsoever. St Mary's through Lant.
Oi.
Hit by Paredes. Edwards again gets in there. This is going to go over the boundary line, but it's in the forward 50 here for St Mary's. So danger signs, I feel, for Buffs.
This is where I just reckon Buffs could really send some big numbers around this footy right here. Make it hard for them to score.
Yeah, they haven't put anyone back as yet.
Not that I like it, but even if there was a couple of minutes of stoppages just in this pocket.
Anything but to give that goal. So Archer wins that one. Calder from the back. Under pressure here, the Buffs. Clearing kick, just manages to get it outside the 50. Drop mark there by Gullis. Again, Archer. That's a mark taken by Holner. And there's that man again. That's 3 uncontested marks he's taken alone inside the 50 in this quarter.
Some played for a while and a bit of a quiet first quarter, but he's certainly coming to his own, hasn't he, this quarter?
So, a bit better angle this time, but he's going to kick it just inside the paint of 50.
He would have learned a bit with the other two, so we'll see how he goes.
And the Buffaloes need to make sure they are on the goal line this time. Punch it through and don't let Calder take an easy mark as he goes in. This time he's got a bit more penetration on it, but just misses to the near side. Through for behind. 6-4 to 4-4. It's not long until the halftime siren. 2-on-2 here. Another win to St Mary's. So just pushing, really pushing the Buffs.
Well, been pretty stationary in the last 5 minutes. Ball movement hasn't been as quick as what it had been in the first half. So.
Heavy legs, the ground's holding up as well as it can so far. He went without the footy. Good work by Smith, putting the pressure on. Dragged was Rioli. Haven't really called him too much today either. You know, so watch out when Rioli's out there. He hasn't had much of the footy. Paredes is out there. He hasn't had that much of the footy either. If they fire up in this second quarter, in the second half, watch out the Buffaloes. Oh, good pick up by Edwards. With that kick that we're used to Ted Castle off the left. And just couldn't bend it around enough, so out of bounds on the full. Buffaloes would be hoping the siren is going to sound any second.
We send all the kids out at half time to sop up the water, I think.
Yeah, there'd be a few little divots out there, I reckon, too. There were yesterday and we didn't even have any weather. Kristen kicks it long. That's a poor kick. Calder read that well. Now, has he got the distance? Oh, he was going to pass it. Now he's going to go back.
It's usually a phenomenal kick of the football, so we'll see how he goes.
He doesn't look confident, but here we go. Passes it off to young Yaron. Good punch from behind. Yaron goes in for a second crack as the siren sounds for half-time. So a good game on our hands. 6-4-40. Buffaloes 4-4-28. Was a good quarter by St Mary's.
Yeah, it was off to a fairly handy little break there in this sort of weather. So we'll come back after half-time. Looking forward to a good contest.
You know what great mates Territorians can be.
Always willing to lend a hand or something else. So if they ever ask to borrow your car, as you know they will, you can say yes, knowing that your TIO comprehensive car insurance has them covered. Same as you. It's good to know.
So get a quote today.
TIO. We're for Territorians.
Absolutely zero.
Zero.
Yeah, definitely.
It has to be zero.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I don't think that's asking too much.
Domestic violence is everybody's business.
And it's not just the physical abuse, it's the things we don't see.
It is hurting our families. It is killing our families.
A lot of people have been silent to this fact, and I think it's about time we all speak up together and say no more to this form of abuse.
No more.
No more. No more family violence.
No more to the family violence.
No more. No more.
No more.
Everyone feels stressed or worried from time to time.
There's no shame in asking for help.
Yarning to friends or family can make you feel better.
Sometimes it's as simple as a text or a phone call.
If you or someone you know needs support,
visit www.mentalhealthnt.com.au.
Listen up, kids.
Make school your story.
Help you succeed and rise to glory.
Safe to go to school.
So go the distance. Attend every day. Learn and listen. School holiday rockin' with love or break.
Time with friends and family is always right.
But when it's time for school, don't get slack.
It's safe to go to school. Can't wait to get back. So don't cut corners.
Do the full term. It's safe to go to school and it's time to learn. So don't cut corners. Do the full term. Make school your story and it's time to learn.
School returns February 2021. Written and authorised by the Northern Territory Government.
Time to escape, 'cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer from up here.
At Muzzbuzz, keep cool this summer with our new range of frappes, including cookies and cream, chai and matcha. You can also enjoy our totally scrumptious range of food and snacks. Australian owned and operated. Muzzbuzz, great coffee is just the beginning.
On Territory roads, anything can happen. So you need to drive to the conditions. Speeding can get you into all sorts of trouble. Dirt roads aren't just dusty. When it's hard to see, they're dangerous. At water crossings, remember, you're driving a motor car, not a boat. High water can be deep trouble. All sorts of animals can be on the road, so watch out. And if the weather is bad, slow down, you mob. Drive to the conditions and arrive in good condition.
The time to kickstart your business is now. Get your message across with the experienced local TV production team at Kick Digital. Cost effective, rapid turnaround, exceptional service. Kick Digital. Television production energised.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal for all school-related activities. 50 or 500 students, we have what you need. Contact CFS Gear for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Vaccinate to protect our players.
To protect our coaches.
To protect our umpires.
To protect our supporters.
To protect our game.
Head to the Danila Dilba website for more information.
Getting my hands on the footy and just being with my mates.
I like being outdoors. It just makes me happy.
I don't like it when I get yelled at.
It's pretty embarrassing when someone's shouting at you halfway through the game.
It makes me feel like I'm useless and I can't do anything.
We're just kids.
We're just here to have fun.
Let us do what we love.
Just let kids be kids.
You know Territorians are a hardy bunch. Hats off to you. Whether you're new or you've been here forever, we know what the weather can throw at us. That's why TIO Home Insurance covers your home for cyclone, storm surge and flood. It's good to know. And with the only contact centre, claims team and assessors based in the Territory, we're here when you need us most. TIO, we're for Territorians.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
Back at TIO Stadium, St Mary's versus Buffaloes. We got a 2-goal ball game. Something a bit interesting. I saw St Mary's assistant coach Andrew Wills go and address the side as they walked off. It doesn't happen very often. He's a pretty quiet guy. And they were pretty animated around the coaches board as well, throwing the magnets around. But having a look, I can't see too many changes at the moment. But yeah, Saints, well, they were coming, weren't they, Tash, in the last 10 minutes? I thought they could have kicked away a little bit more, but we'll see how this pans out now.
Yeah, the halftime siren went at the right time for the Buffaloes, that's for sure. Here they go. Stokes had a quiet game. He's taken from behind. Good tackle there by Salmon. Moves it quickly. Wilkinson's gone forward. Don't see that often. There's Lant. Then he dropped the footy. The umpire let it go. Under pressure here. Oh, taken high.
It's a free kick.
Yeah, hand went straight up. Didn't mean that, young Yaron. That was against Clark. Jackson Clark. Got a few Clarks out there today.
It's not those lines to go forward. I reckon the ball could have gone to there the first time. Now they can. St Mary's can just press in on this and keep it in that defensive line.
So they've started the third quarter like they finished the second. Very scrappy here, the Buffaloes. Here's Lant, just runs away. He's got Smith all by himself. He's seen the big arms waving. Well done to Smith, straight in the corridor. Plays on to Paredes. Loose checking there for the Buffaloes. Diving mark by Ted Castle. These conditions is a bit hard. Well done, Paredes. He can dance around. Hand passes back to Smith. He's going to be tackled from behind. Ted Castle, geez, if that's 15 metres. Oh, jeez. Oh, I don't reckon that went 10. He's going to play on quickly while no one's looking. Drops in the circle. And Maroney.
Something I saw was very funny as Bowl started stepping it out. How far it was. I think he got to about 6 steps, I think it was.
and everyone was watching him, and Ted Castle thought, I'll play on quickly. And again, just a poor kick out. Maroney was looking for Sharples. He had 2 on him. There's a bit of confusion there between the St Mary's players, Kieran Parnell and Yaron. Archer has had a tough day today. Smith's done well against him. Ball's short. Roberts is taken in the back. The umpire says play on Lant. He's really getting involved in the game now. Out in front of Calder. That's a good mark.
No, it's more than a good mark. It's a very, very good mark in these conditions.
Against Holberg was hot on his hammer. Contested mark directly in front. He's already kicked 1 for the game. Kicked it in that second quarter. So all individual goal kickers for St Mary's. He could be the first multiple goal kicker. Adam Sambono for the Buffaloes kicked 2 in that first quarter. Lovely kick of the footy, this man. Does not let me down. The umpire does not move. That's the first goal on the board for the second half for St Mary's, and Calder has his second.
I had a little bit to do with the recruiting of Jackson Calder. My brothers played with him at Morningside, so how he got to St Mary's, and both my brothers who played with him said he is the straightest kick they have ever seen. And his first year was a bit wobbly, but the last year was a phenomenal kick, and this year he's the same. He's a very good finisher of the football. Yeah, from the Mornington Football Club on the peninsula.
How old is he?
I reckon he'd be about 27. I'm guessing a little bit there, but he's a superstar in that competition, full forward in the rep side every year. And
he lives up here now.
But he keeps coming back and forth. He works with Peter McFarlane, actually, as a carpenter. So, yeah, keeps coming back and forth. He's captain of Mornington. I think his family's pretty involved there.
Yeah, apparently I've heard that they love having him around the club.
Yeah,
good clubman.
Grub Clayton.
So here they go, mucking around with it. There's Stokes. That's Aaron Stokes to Raymond. Controlled that well. Tries to run around his opponent. Clark's under pressure. Just breaks the tackle and then couldn't get it over the top to Sharples.
It's a fair grab in this weather as well. Might be a dry. They knew footies after half-time or something.
It's Longy there. We thought he was down and out in the second quarter, but he come back.
Might have dried up a bit, maybe.
A little bit of wetness as he kicked that ball. Someone takes the mark, plays on. Buffaloes need to be awake to this. They're doing this at every opportunity, St Mary's. They're playing on. Salmon, that time he's caught with the footy. That's got to be holding the ball. Just tried to bite off too much there. Briston with the free kick. Let's see if they can string a few marks together because they haven't been able to. And again, just misses the target. Jacob Long is reading that really well. Sharples goes without it. And they just cannot find a target here, the Buffaloes. But
it's in their forward half, so that's a good start. So
this is the first stoppage in their forward 50 for a long time. Let's see if they can master a goal. They need one. Smith at the back. Archer tries to get it to his running player, running past there in Rodos.
Rugby scrum.
Yeah, they're all diving on it. Shannon Rioli. You can see him just getting up now. And Sharples. So the umpire just... There's a lot of players around this stoppage. Smith couldn't smash that forward. Coming through is Rioli. He goes to ground. Good work by the Buffaloes player not to get in his back. And another stoppage. So 3 stoppages in a row here in the last minute. We've gone nearly 6 minutes in this third quarter.
He's just got to take a bit of a chance, be on the move, come through with this.
Someone's just got to clear it, don't they? There's McKenzie. He tries. Matt through his legs. Now they clear it. Here's Lant. So St. Mary's again. The ones that clear the footy. Calder, well done. Great body work. Who's going to get there first? Salmon does, but well done to Jackson Clark. Just handballs over the top. But the numbers here for Yarram. Good tackle by James. That's holding the footy. Yarram took him on.
Yeah, he ran into Paredes. It sort of slowed him down a bit. And it was a good tackle, wasn't it?
So, but this is where they just cannot master a mark. I don't reckon I've seen a mark for the Buffaloes in their last 30 kicks. There's Collinson. Pretty much threw that there to Bolch.
Oh, holding.
Sambono just briefed his opponent back there. The umpire let it go. Not one of the umpires seen that. Well done to Sambono.
Smart Sambono with his little taps, isn't he?
Rodos, here he is. Oh, he drops the footy. That man again. He's against 3 of them, mind you. Still in there, and that time the umpire picks up a free kick. 4 or 5 efforts there by Sambono. But
Ryan Smith with plenty of space. Yeah, he's just smart with his taps, but they just weren't able to capitalise. I think they're out here, Saints.
You know, straight away, that's 2 marks already to St. Mary's. Buffaloes just cannot even get 1 mark going at the moment. Here's Lant. He's starting to get leather poisoning.
Yes, isn't he? I think won St. Mary's best and fairest last year, quite comfortably.
Oh, he moved too quickly. He's got to wait for the play on. The umpire, he blew his whistle before he actually said play on. So
I felt sorry for the player because it went for a while. I thought the umpire called play on. I think he read it and it didn't happen. And Buff's asleep in here and Lance had a shot.
Oh, as he squeezed it in, he has. So Dylan Lant with his 4th shot on goal finally lands one. And it's gone through for St. Mary's. They have 8 goals now, 8-5-53. Darwin Buffaloes are stuck on 4-4-28. It's really starting to open up here for St. Mary's. The Buffaloes, what can they do? Any changes you can think of, Rick, that they need to make?
No, but just in that situation, there's some, like it didn't go their way and they got the 50, but you still, you can't put your head down. You've got to, think and get to, man the mark because, Lant just took advantage of it. They were feeling a little bit sorry for themselves. He's played on, kicked the ball, it's just landed just on the goal square. So if they'd have manned the mark properly and that sort of thing, maybe that could have gone through for a point.
When it's at 50 metre, you can't run with the play. You get in trouble if you're sort of in front. So a defender has to come up and know where that mark is, It's Stokes. So
but, that guy can run 5 metres to the side and go to the defender's, spot, can't they?
Yeah, just got to make that effort, you're right. The Archers won the last 2 taps in the middle. Went down to Stokes, but they just can't get clear footy. So again, we haven't seen a mark to the Buffaloes. As I said, a number of kicks they've had, but no marks. You just can't string anything together here. The structure's really broken down for the Buffaloes. Toa's there now. Archer wins that one. Toa goes in for a second crack. Gets that off. And again, just drops short. Sambono's there, usually dangerous in this area. Sharples chases long, just grabs him back, lucky not to give away that free kick.
Keep your feet here.
Oh, where's that? Which way is that
I
going?
reckon it's a runner. Runner, so it'll be St. Mary.
Oh, you did that. And he's not too concerned either, that runner. He's just still wandering off the water runner, that
I
is.
actually reckon it's advantage St. Mary's, because have a look, they're going 50 metres back back to where they were.
And it's going to be
sorry, advantage Buffaloes, because they were sort of a fair way up the field, weren't they?
Yeah, Lockie Taylor's going to take this one. Seen one yesterday as well. The Palmerston runner got caught in the way and gave away a free kick as well. Good tackle by Toa, just coming in. Lance taken high, taken without the footy.
Certainly starting to get his hands on the footy, isn't he?
Seaton Kernoff just in his face then about that. It was definitely there. Can hear the crowd getting right into it. I reckon that's Buffaloes.
It's not like them, Tash.
That was one thing when I started the women's Buffaloes team, is that you always knew the crowd were 110% behind you, whether you were in the wrong or not. So there's Bolch moved all the way down defence now.
Traditional rivals, these clubs, especially the 70s and the 80s. Some really good rivals are in some good games.
Yeah, back at good old Gardens Oval. Still love that ground for footy. Good work by Raymond. Again.
He's played well, impressed me. He's got a bit of a future, hasn't he?
No mark though. But they've moved it forward. What can they muster up here? They must get the next goal because the floodgates will start opening up, I feel. So Towa's on there for Smith. Archer's been really done over today. Wins that one. Archer goes in again. Never gives up though, that big fella. Good work by Clark. That's Tommy Clark. Can they take a mark? Armat's pushed in the back. Well done to Saints there. Good body work by Bowles. Bowles tries to get the ball out. Punch forward by St. Mary's. Armat dropped the footy. Aaron Stokes is around him to put pressure on. Lockie Taylor, good shovel out handball there to his teammate in Robinson. Salmon with pace. Good work. Oh, is that a free kick? Yeah, deliberate.
Well, I reckon Saints' defence, they've been a bit of a knock. I've heard a few people saying they're not real strong down back, Saints, but I reckon their defence has been really, really good today. So
I don't reckon that's 15 metres either. That's a very short 15. But James takes this one.
Probably the same amount of inside 50s, I reckon, this quarter, but they've just defended really well, Saints.
Sharples can go down the line. You can see
it's there. He found him.
Just looking. Sharples can get it back. He doesn't. So this is Roberts.
A bit quicker, son.
No real advantage there, considering he took his time. Let the St. Mary's defenders move back.
It's just got to be a little bit more direct and a little bit more longer.
Yeah, back your decision, but if you're going to do it, get it in there quickly.
Got to block the exits here at Buffs.
Briston tries to get to that contest from the back. Sharples taken without the footy. He played for that one. The umpire, the further afield, has paid it. There's a bit of a rumble over the boundary line here.
Thought he did pay for it, and I thought the closest umpire could see that, but I think it was paid by the other umpire.
Was it Sharples? Yeah, it should be Sharples. He's getting the free kick. No, it is going the way of Abala. So it wasn't the one that we thought. There's Mackenzie.
Well, that's a bit more direct. We'll see what happens with this.
Need a mark. Here we go. Collinson just punches it forward. Here we go. The bounce over Sambono. He's kicked his third.
A bit more direct has worked, I reckon. Saints are saying they've touched it. We don't have the video umpire yet in NTFL. It might be a few years off as well.
Might start looking up here soon, you reckon, to give the green or red button.
But no, I thought that entry by Mackenzie was a lot more direct, a lot more longer. And if they can continue to do that, as you can see, it works. Some bone, and they got front. So I reckon Joey Collinson's had some important little touches. Just set some players up. He set that one up again, front and centre. So
he punched it forward, but a bit of magic required there by Sambono to kick that goal. He's kicked 3, 2 in the first, now 1 in this third. The goal that Buffalo's needed, only 19 points behind now.
If they could kick one more before three-quarter time, we may have a game of it. I heard Dylan Gordon, he went to Adelaide during the week, was flying back Friday, and then they closed the borders, and he's now in Howard Springs. So they're a bit unlucky, Buffaloes, with that, aren't they?
Yeah, it is pretty risky to do any travel these days, isn't it? You just don't know. So Abala kicks it out wide to Moroney. He's got Raymond further afield. St. Mary's players down. Who's that? Nick Yarron. Not looking very well in back play. This looks a bit better.
Good build up.
Gets it to Bowles. Oh, I thought he was going to give it to Moroney, then he didn't. He goes back.
I reckon the next one's going to be long, quick and long.
Here's this man Sharples. Not much movement. Finds Bowles. Kicks it, but chopped off by our Matt. Just didn't have the legs on it there. Roberts needs to make sure he plays in front.
Done that well.
Lockie Taylor.
Kieran Parnell in his first game back of the season after a shoulder reconstruction, actually.
Just kicks that forward to Lant. No one is around this man all game. He's got that much time and space. They really need to look at that, the coaching staff. Well done, Cheek. This is going to be a brilliant goal on the highlights reel of the season, that one. Josh Cheek, what a wonderful pickup and snap, all in the one motion. Well done to the little fella. That's his first goal, and St. Mary's have their 9th. What a goal.
And that's that class factor again, isn't it? Like Buffs for Pepper, and they've had quite a lot of inside 50s. Ball goes down the other end, and St. Mary's kick quite a classy goal. He's as skilled as anyone in the competition, Josh Cheek.
Yeah, he's good. He plays back. He's gone forward now. He does what his coach requires. He's saving goals, and now he's gone and kicked one for himself. That was a brilliant goal. Just the pick-up in these conditions to steady and snap.
Still don't reckon Archer's been out of the ruck all day. So they've asked a fair bit of the big fella.
Yeah, he's probably getting overdone by Smith and Toa, but he's still going in for second efforts as well. He hasn't given up. Big fella. Well done to Edwards. Oh, Raymond was getting held onto there. The umpire advantage played. Rodos.
Good deep entry.
Sambono hits him on the chest. He won't be happy with that one. Well done, Rodos again. Used his body well not to give away the free kick.
That's another one I reckon went 4 metres.
Stokes. That's Aaron Stokes. Well done,
the
big ruckman. He deserves a goal.
It's going to have to be a fair kick of the footy from here, though. You see Clark's hanging around the back, who's a fairly long kick.
Yeah, there's no breeze whatsoever kicking to the Michael Long centre end.
Yeah, Archer plays for Melton in the Ballarat League. He's a star in that competition.
Yeah, you can't half tell the way he goes about his rucking here. Yeah, it's just trying to get the distance. He's sprayed and it's out of bounds on the full. He won't be happy with that one, but it looks like he's going down forward maybe to have a bit of a rest. So we'll just see. Yep, and you're right, Aaron Stokes is on Smithy, so I reckon he's gone into the ruck.
It's not a bad move, just see if you can clunk one up forward. Plus I think he needs to spell.
That's Lant. That's a driving kick to that man Smith. From behind was Stokes. Gonna get the ball out. Well done. Kicked off the ground by Salmon. Wilkinson was in front, as you want your forwards to play.
Quick movement.
One out with Calder. Calder just whacks it forward, but Nick Yarron's there. Gets around 1, gets around 2, has a ping at the goals. Which way does it bounce? And through for a behind. Probably had a couple of players on maybe there. Put it to the top of the square. Or
a few there, yep. I always talk about footy karma. You give one off and the footy gods always seem to find you. It's a lazy kick. It doesn't hit its target. Saints can press on this.
Houston over the top. They just put pressure on themselves, don't they?
That's it, like that sideways kick, then it doesn't hit. And Saints can adjust, press on it, and then it's hard to get it out through those exits. So.
And it wasn't a hard kick.
No,
it's a
10-metre
very easy,
regulation kick, yeah. Now, I would say only kicks sidewards if the player can play on, I reckon. If not, look to go forward.
Then go, yeah, I agree with you there. There's a boot that's come off Jackson Clark, I think that is.
Is it pay the advantage? No.
So Edwards is streaming into goal. Okay, someone's boot is there as it gets picked up by the runner now.
Nice blue one. They didn't have those nowadays, Tash.
Oh, all the colours they've got now. I actually like it because I reckon that's
good for commentators.
I reckon, yeah, it is.
It's a great kick to call it.
So no, shepherded out. Holberg has that. It's actually the water bottle by the looks of it.
Oh, is it?
So the player must have thrown the water bottle. Oh, dangerous. Oh, juggles that one, Clark. Hot on his hammer was Lant. Gets it over to Moroney. And passes to Clark. Oh.
It's worked.
Bowles. No, that's Rodos. Needs to get rid of it. That's a good, strong tackle by Campbell. But here's Lant. Lant picks it up. Has a shot on goal. Does it bounce? And hits the post. So just pressure kicks there. Jackson Clark under pressure. Shouldn't call the handball. Let's see if
I know that chip game is part of the Buffs DNA, but it's worked majority of the times. But God, you can get hurt on the rebound like here.
Oh, someone can handball to Calder. He's got to have quick hands here, and he does. Well done. Calder's kicked his third of the game, 2 in this third quarter and 1 in the second. Too easy there by St. Mary's.
That's just consistent pressure. Consistent pressure turns into then perceived pressure, and then you turn the footy over. So they're doing really well to keep that ball in their front half, Saints.
They just can't clear it. They did a 10-metre kick. The umpire said play on and just put their team under pressure straight away. And then the next 2 kicks after that, they couldn't even get it off their boot. Someone intercepted, and good team work to end up getting called at the goal.
Well, just that clearance from D50, if you can get it out of there and then just sort of reset up. They just don't have a big centre forward, do they? Buffs to kick to, or anyone with that big bailout, with that bailout kick out of that D50.
Yeah, so they put Archer at full forward. They've moved Sambono up a bit. Maybe try and get him at centre half forward. Here's Lant. They need to man up on that man. Holberg dropped that one. Calder was tackled. Josh Cheek hanging around, so was Yaron. Goal sneaks them too. Sniffing around the goals. They're under enormous pressure here, the Buffaloes. Moroney. Hand pass misses McKenzie. Briston's there. Got a little bit of time. Kicks it to the advantage of Clark. Clark keeps his hands free. And the best bet for the Buffaloes was for it to go over the boundary line.
Saints are calling deliberate. They might have got it, maybe. No.
Wilkinson's trying to. There's the ruckman here. Aaron Stokes against Smithy. Just falls very short there, that ball. Stokes gets the kick off the ground. Wilkinson's gone back again.
Dangerous. It's going to work, I think.
Here's Brown. This will be a good foot race, these two.
Surioli and Jetta on the wing at the G.
Here we go. Good work, Raymond. Just pushed off the ball by Lant. Brown goes in again. Can't control the footy.
Interesting contest this. See who wins this.
Oh, Bradley Stokes thought about going the hit. Needed to go the tackle. Here's McKenzie. Oh, well done. Those long arms of Armat just chopped it off and then regathered. Has a bounce in these conditions. Probably not the thing to do. Then he's tackled. Doesn't have the footy.
Oh.
The umpires finally called it. So Collinson against Collinson. He got rid of the footy. He kept tackling him. Very lucky to get away with that one, Armat.
Well, he's in control of the footy a bit, so Collinson was a bit unlucky, I thought.
Long kick. Kohlberg again.
Kohlberg hasn't stopped trying, has he? He's been in good position and under the pump a little bit, but I reckon his effort's there.
And he doesn't really have that second man coming in to spoil either to help him, so well done. So the Sirens saved the Buffaloes again. We've got 10-7-67 down Buffaloes, 5-4-34. Sort of getting away from them a bit here.
3/4 time. siren goes, and the coaches will have a chat, and we'll be back after the break.
You know what great mates Territorians can be. Always willing to lend a hand, or something else. So if they ever ask to borrow your car, as you know they will, you can say yes, knowing that your TIO comprehensive car insurance has them covered. Same as you. It's good to know. So get a quote today. TIO. We're for Territorians.
Kazali's Palmerston Club has been renovated. Come check out our brand new cafe, open 7 days a week. And with the new Kids Club, we are the perfect spot for a worry-free catch-up with friends. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gathering or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co., the beer from up here.
You know Territorians are a hardy bunch.
Hats off to you. Whether you're new or you've been here forever, we know what the weather can throw at us. That's why TIO Home Insurance covers your home for cyclone, storm surge and flood. It's good to know. And with the only contact centre, claims team and assessors based in the Territory,
We're here when you need us most.
TIO, we're for Territorians.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium. St Mary's traditional rivals, probably the biggest rivalry in Northern Territory football. St Mary's versus Buffaloes. St Mary's got a handy 5-goal and a bit lead. They've just been increasing their lead by about 1 or 2 goals every quarter, Saints. So been a fairly good game. Buffs have been competitive, but just certainly in the first half, have just struggled a little bit as the game's gone on, Tash.
Yeah, they have. Considering it was a draw at quarter time, the Saints have kicked 7 goals since that to the Buffaloes too. So they've found it very hard going in the last couple of quarters. So let's see what they can muster up in this last quarter.
Ryan Smith starting on the bench, who's been probably second best on ground, I think, after Dylan Lant. So rest and they're going with Toa in the ruck.
Yeah, just watching. They've got, I reckon, Rodas on Lant at the moment, but let's see if he stays with him. Oh, that's a big hit. Gone to ground. Needs to get rid of the footy. What's the umpire going to call?
I reckon stand dropping the ball. It looked like he threw his head out a bit, and then if you don't try and get rid of it...
To me, that's holding the ball.
I agree. Yeah.
He took him on. Dropped it. The umpire gave him benefit of the doubt. Toa gets that one down. There's bowls against against Lant. In front of Sambono.
Good hands by Matt out to Calder.
Didn't dive for that one, Sambono. So now the Saints are away. There's Rioli. So already 3 marks. And look at that leg. Wonderful kick he has. Wilkinson does well to beat Briston. 1-on-1. Need to move it in quickly to Calder. Holding on to Holmberg. He's just running around in circles here, Calder.
It just works hard to get separation, doesn't he, Calder? It's good to watch.
Yeah, and he just let his teammate know then. Needed to move it in a bit more quicker. Why he was 1-on-1. I would as well when you've got the man in great form that he has been.
Not good signs for Saints, as in Jack Kluski come off with, he was on crutches, wasn't he? He didn't look real good.
Yep,
so
it's definitely the knee as well, so.
Not good for Saints and Glenelg. Hopefully it's not too long of an injury. Taylor doing well to centre the ball here.
Calder from behind. Big Ruckman's in front.
Oh,
Calder,
my God, he's done that well.
Robes his own footy. He's kicked his 4th goal of the game, Calder. You said that he's been on fire this season. He just showed why then. He spoilt from behind and then he crumbed his own footy and kicked a goal. Brilliant goal by Calder.
You always talk about halving the contest, so you just need your forwards to bring the ball to ground. And then when you've got big guys that can rove their own ball and snap footies like that, it's really good. About this time last year, Calder got dropped to the Div 1, which you find, in the final series, nearly St Mary's best player. So it just shows that he's not a sook. He's able to, he accepted what, that his form wasn't too good, and then he proved it with actions afterwards. And his grand final was pretty close to best on ground.
Yeah, I agree. In that grand final, real lucky. Moved forward there by Clark. Finally, Sharples, but
just need a couple of big blokes buffs. I know that people have been saying that for 30 years, but just need a...
The umpire says play on, so he's just put his teammate under enormous pressure, but Bolch luckily has the free kick. But again, a 10-metre kick, a wasteful kick. We're lucky to get away with that one. Sambono leads again. They don't kick it to him. Bolch obviously thinks he's got the distance here.
It's an unusual run-up.
It's going to land in the goal square. Look at the numbers for St Mary's here. There's Parnell.
That's where the fleet foot Buffalo should be good. That's a great kick by, I think it was Taylor, Taylor coming out of defence.
One's Labastida. Someone was just decked. That was Taylor that was decked, laying on the ground. Buffs. Dispossessed by Calder. Should have been holding the footy. Back to Maroney. He's been definitely in the top 3 for the Buffaloes today. Gets it back. There's a Barla.
Turnover. See what Buffs can do with this. Set up pretty well behind the footy.
Oh, good mark there by Parnell. And look for the switch. He's got Matt. No, it's going to go down the line. No one's on the mark. He can just stand still, kick it to Rioli. Buffs have just pulled off the game a bit here. They need to run out the game. They've still got... I want to turn this into a bit of a hiding. It's only 31 points at the moment. Oh, that rebounds. There's Briston.
It's going to work a bit harder, Saints. Forwards. Good work by Salmon.
So McDonald. They're just mucking around with it here, the Buffaloes. That's a good spot up to Stokes. That's Bradley Stokes. Sambono, finally they kick it to him. He's made many leads and they've just ignored him. To Raymond, goes without the footy. In
Lazy
there is
turnover, wouldn't it?
Lockie Young.
Zach Robinson done well in defence. Young, like, that's come through Saints for many, many years and been playing some good footy this year.
Plays his part. I'd like you said earlier, oh, that's a poor kick by Matt. Raymond couldn't snuffle that one up. Bolch goes to ground. Oh, lucky to get away with that one again, Bolch. You mentioned about people bit of criticism to the back six of St Mary's. I just find that they're really fleet-footed, they're fast, and they match up quite well on big fellas. Even though they might be undersized, they match up really well. And what's that, 50? So this is going to take Bolch right in front of the goals. No, it is downfield, sorry. So Sharples, now he didn't look confident the last time he had the ball around about this distance out. No one is in the goal square now. Joey Collinson goes back there for the Buffaloes. So does Rodos. Sharples. Kick it from about 45.
Pulled it, I think.
Yep.
Oh.
Well done to Long in the end. Got nice and high. He's hurt his leg again. That's one of the defenders I feel matches up quite well on talls and smalls. Yeah, Jacob Long really found his spot in the defence. I know he started in the forward line in his career. Smith. For a big man, he's usually a good kick at the footy, this bloke. Loves a goal as well. Ted Castle just ran underneath that one. Paulie Campbell's been quiet today for the Buffaloes, but there's been a few like that today.
Where's Matty Campbell? Is he injured, Tash? You know?
Not sure. Haven't seen him for weeks now. He usually takes the best defender as well when he gets around the footy. Anything can happen.
We've got a few out. Stokes not playing.
Yes.
Dylan Gordon's in having a holiday in Howard Springs. Someone else, Eldridge isn't playing either.
Yeah, he's injured. They've got a few out. Shawnee Matt's injured. I know they're pretty much their whole leadership is all injured because that's why Tommy Clark was
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
captaining them last week.
Got good numbers behind the footy, you Saints.
Well done to Sambono. Made a contest. Sharples against Rocky Taylor. Oh, Taylor's done brilliant here.
Kept his feet.
Well done, the young fella.
Labastidis gut run really, really hard here.
Salmon over to Labastida, that man you were talking about. He's got a paddock in front of him. He lowers his eyes. He's going to hit up Wilkinson on the 45. St Mary's brilliant ball play, but started with that man, Lockie Taylor.
Just kept his feet in the contest, didn't go to ground. He did it really well.
Wasn't just, it was against Sharples as well. So here comes Long again. I thought he had a bit of strapping at the top of his hamstring after he come off the first time. And he's sprayed that one, Wilkinson. If you kick like that when they put you up in the forwards, they're going to put you down back again, mate. You got to straighten those ones up. So dangerous. Plays on quickly. Gets it over the top. Well done. That's a good kick. Mackenzie. Good lead by Roberts. Where does he go to next? McDonald. Oh, in the end, just dropped short. Put him under pressure, and then he's kicked it out of bounds on the full. So again, just double thought that kick then, Roberts. Need to get rid of it the first time. But in saying that as well, McDonald sort of didn't accelerate to the footy when he should have. Just keep an eye on Jacob Long down there. From behind, really good mark by Shawnee Edwards. I reckon he thought he had that second crack there, but his teammate come and tried to.
He was on the move with a bit of speed, Salmon.
Yeah, well, he's back. He had a season down in Tasmania, I believe.
I think
and
he's
then he
gone
went
from Wanderers to Saints, Saints to Southern Districts, and then Southern Districts back to Saints in the last 4 years, I think.
He's been around. I think he went over to Perth at one stage and was playing. Then he went to Tasmania and was playing. So good footy player, but just can't really settle. Hopefully he can. There's Lant. Over the top. There's Calder. Salmon will get there. Doesn't fumble in these conditions. What you need. Calder goes bursting through. Goes without it. Archer gets it back to Abala. Parides usually good in these areas. There he is. He's going to kick the goal. Parides, no, the umpire. And a 50 because Parides has kicked it after the free kick was given. Now, yeah, that's a bit of a 50-50 one, I feel. Now, well done to Parides as well. He's marched with the umpire, made sure he stood the mark. We've seen that earlier on in the game where Buffaloes didn't do that, resulted in a goal.
Makes a difference when you do it, I reckon.
And Parnell in the right spot.
So been serviceable for his first game of the year. As I said, shoulder reconstruction in the off-season.
Did he come through Div 1 or straight into...
No, I reckon they'd put him straight back in. No, he didn't play Div 1 last week, no.
There's Ted Castle. A bit tricky. His Archer held on to him for a while there. He's going to get it back. And Rioli drops a mark. Don't see that very often. Goes in for a second, a third crack. Hanging at the back is Calder between his legs. Parides off the ground. I reckon he's kicked the most goals off the ground, that man. Actually, he'd be in song with Shannon Rioli. Both real hard soccer nuts, those two.
Yeah. Nathaniel from Chile. Both his parents are from Chile, so a big soccer family.
No, Rioli loves his Manchester United.
Yeah, massive. He gets up at 2 in the morning to watch them. Never misses a game. Yeah.
Loves them, and I've seen that many soccer goals from him over the years. It's unbelievable. So Calder has the free kick. He's going to go for his 5th goal. In these conditions, that's a pretty good effort as well, mind you.
I asked Shannon one day why he had this love for Manchester United. And he said when he went to the school when he was living on the Tiwi Islands, he had an old English school teacher who went for, I think, it might have been Liverpool, I think. And he just sort of wanted to go for the opposite. He said who was the greatest rival to Man U, and he went for the opposite team.
And he
went for he just wanted to stick up the teacher, he was telling me. So. And
he's kicked his 5th goal. Well, he went for the opposite team, but one of the best teams in the whole. In the Manchester.
Are they the rivalry?
Yeah.
Manchester from there. Yeah. So yeah. I think he told me the school teacher was a Liverpool supporter, so he thought I'll go for the rivals, and he picked Man U and been on him ever since. Yeah,
Man U supporter, but not to get up at 2 o'clock and watch every single game. My brothers do, but not me. Yeah, they're quite impressed that Ronaldo is back, and I reckon Shannon Rioli would be as well.
So I think every time they do get a new signing, I think Shannon does share it on his socials. Every time Manchester
he's right
pays a $100 million signing or something,
some ridiculous amount that the soccer players get. So 12-8 now, 80 to 5-5-35. This is blowing out.
It's a good tap by Ryan to advantage.
Lant. Hanging at the back there, it's Ted Castle. Someone goes without it. He's dumped
Tried
with the
to
footy.
take him on. It has
yeah,
to be
that's
well.
Free kick there to Wilkinson, I reckon, was the one that laid that tackle as Smith comes from the ground. He's had a brilliant game against Archer, the best ruckman so far in this competition, Archer, and he's been...
I thought Ryan I think was a bit of a write-up on the socials with NT Footy saying it'd be a very good who's going to win this, and that Archer had been. I thought Ryan will read that, and it might get him fired up a little bit, and he certainly has been a very good player for Saints for well over a decade. Good finals performance, good player in big games. Yeah,
big games. I agree. Wilkinson, he sprayed his other one out of bounds on the full. This time straightens up a little, but through for a behind. And now just breaking away totally in this game. Buffaloes just can't get it past halfway. Good mark there taken. Here they go, this time past halfway. Gets it to, looking for Roberts at the back. No, Good work again.
Well,
by
Zach Robinson played a really good game.
Robinson gives it off to Gallus. Toa.
Gallus got sent to St Mary's by Lucas White. I reckon a very underrated St Mary's. I think he's a 3-time premiership player. Very underrated player. He's actually kicked 5 goals 3 times in grand finals for St Mary's Footy Club. So.
Gallus?
No, Gallus got sent by a guy called Lucas White.
Lucas White, yep.
Very good footballer.
To Yaron. Yaron has a shot on goal, through for a goal. Nicky Yaron has his second of the game, one in the first quarter, now one in this last quarter. They're ripping away here, St Mary's. They Buffs. It was a draw at half-time. And then 12-point leaders, St Mary's at half-time, 33 at three-quarter time, and now they're just pumping away here. We've now got 52 points, the difference.
Who's the best team in the comp? Tash, that you've seen, who do you think's the best team at the moment?
Oh, with the way things are going at the moment, I thought Wanderers were until yesterday's result. I don't think Tigers are, but the way St Mary's are playing today, it'd be between them and Tigers.
Lant makes a difference, doesn't he, to Saints?
Well, I heard what's his name? Dane McFarlane is back.
For Wanderers?
Yes.
Yep.
In quarantine, apparently, I heard.
He's as good a player that I've ever seen play up here. I reckon McFarlane. He impressed me last year. Yeah.
Apparently, he is
and
back.
Manor, those two were unbelievable. With who's the guy at centre half back? Played centre half back. He's up here at the moment. Newman.
Yep.
Those three are as good a recruits that you'd ever see.
And then with Ed Simpson up forward, now they've got Shillabia.
Yeah. And Saints had massive issues with Simpson last week. There's that big, tall forward.
Yeah, I thought Wanderers, and now that when I heard that he's back, I thought, oh, good work by Sambono again. He's kicked 3 goals in this game. Tireless effort by him. It's over the boundary line.
I watched Wanderers St Mary's last week, actually. Just the older player, like Darren Weech was playing as good as football as he's ever played. Mitch Taylor, those veterans are playing really, really good football.
His twin, Johnson, Johnson is just unbelievable back there. Them two play so much alike that it's not funny.
Johnson played the under-18s the other week. I don't quite understand that when you're one of the better defenders in the comp at the moment.
Yeah, he really filled the void while Mitchell Taylor was out injured, but he's kept his position. But yeah, I feel that, Tigers are always the ones to beat, but they're not looking their usual selves this season.
Yeah.
Cammy Island's been out for a while now. Phil Wills probably isn't getting as much of the footy as we're used to. Yeah. Yeah, just a few of their players seem to be really down on form. They still managed to get wins on the board, but it's just, for mine, I like the inclusions of Lant coming in and McFarlane for Wanderers. Gallus takes that mark.
Especially Wanderers, I always say defence wins premierships.
So we've got a report, and that's
probably the Nichols Medal favourite.
Paredes
has just been reported, so
he's just.
I didn't see the incident, but very rarely will an umpire report someone during the game. So
a lot of pushing and shoving out there. I seen Bolsh was down. They're getting around Cheek now, so yeah, but I reckon it was Paredes.
Yeah.
Is he going to be marched forward?
What about Tash? Any good?
Like you said, they're going under the radar, I feel, but they haven't really played those top teams either.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of a false. I'm not saying they're no good. I watched their last half last night. They're a good side, don't get me wrong, but they're top of the ladder at the moment. But they played St Mary's game, didn't go ahead because of lightning, and the COVID round that got cancelled was against Nightcliff. And I think they've played Tiwi twice and Palmerston twice. So to me, it's a touch of a false economy at the moment. But I'm not saying they're no good, but I just like to see them. They've had a decent draw so far.
Who's your top at the moment?
Now that you've said McFarlane, I reckon defence wins premierships. You've got to have a really good back line, I reckon, and they impressed me last week, Wanderers, and I would have said, I still would have stuck with Nightcliff. I would have said until you dropped that on me. And he's as good as Jack Geary, and Cameron Eilert are as good as I've seen up here. And I reckon McFarlane and Manning were as good as I saw last year. They were brilliant.
Yeah, he's just come off a good season as well. I think he's had a bit of a break since his season finished down in South Australia. So good kick by Calder just into space there. Players running into the goal square, but through for a behind.
I can't believe the SANFL clubs. They've released a lot of SANFL players up here. Like when I was coaching, there was a lot of work to get them to release players. So.
Well, I know Ed Simpson's due back to Perth for his pre-season, but with the borders the way they are, he might not be able to come back. So I'm not quite sure what's going to happen there, but it's been a bit different this season. But I just like the way Wanderers are going about it. And then when I heard that, when did I hear that? Friday.
I reckon the standard, I was talking to Xavier Clark when Richmond assistant coach or premiership assistant coach when he's up here. A lack of zero Victorians coming up, very few fly-ins, and I still reckon the standard's been of a good level. And then even Xavier, who knows as much about football as anyone in the territory, even he commented on, he thought the standard was good without no fly-ins, no Southerners. So it's good for territory footy.
And he snuck that in. All right, through for a behind. So just peppering the behinds here, both teams. It's going to be a good, easy win here in the end to St. Mary's. They're fourth on the ladder. So they lost last week against Wanderers. Briston. Good hit put on there by Wilkinson.
Ooh.
Oh,
want to kick it because Calder was sitting there by himself.
Well done. Who was that, Lant?
Lant.
Well, that just sews up his definite best on ground. Rick Nolan, I reckon that's his second goal.
Yeah. Comfortably, I reckon Ryan Smith close to second best on ground. I reckon Bowles has been good for Buffs.
Yeah, a little bit quiet in this last quarter, but definitely overall for the game, I agree. So they've kicked here since the first quarter when we were all tied up. St. Mary's have kicked 11 goals. The Buffaloes have kicked 2. We're in red time now. So it's going to be a very tired man after this game. Oh, here's that man. And he's just hit the ground running, hasn't he? Lant. This man's done all right too. I've been impressed with Brown. Oh, good work. Someone just lost his footing. Gets back up, the young fella. Moves it quickly.
I'm going to say something about Brown. People think I'm stupid, but I reckon if they held him back a bit in the 18s last year, if he had been really pushed up into the seniors, I reckon young blokes can create excitement. They just lost the grand final, and it's just a couple of young blokes can just sometimes create that excitement to get you over the line. I would have liked to have
ignite. Oh, you did that quite often, didn't you?
Yeah, I would have liked to have pushed him. Be encouraged to really have gone. I think Anthony Villaggio was pretty keen to get him up there, but some young blokes can just create some energy sometimes.
Well, it's going to be a good test for Waratahs next week because they take on St. Mary's.
Yeah, no, it'll be good.
So it'll actually be good to see where they're actually at. Nightcliff have Buffaloes, so that's going to be a very hard task for the Buffaloes. Southern Districts against the Magpies and Wanderers against Tiwi. So, yeah, match of the round for sure is St. Mary's and Waratahs there.
Yeah.
Really test where they're at. Waratahs, top of the ladder with the Tigers, of course. Sitting in seconds, Wanderers. I reckon, and there's the siren to end this game. So in the end, 14-11-95. Buffaloes 5-7-37. They were just smashed from the first quarter onwards.
Yeah, it was a good first quarter, but then St. Mary's just too strong, too much class. Dylan Lant, I think, is going to make a difference coming into this side. And after a bit of a disappointing loss last week, St. Mary's seemed to be back. And that's it for our coverage today from TIO Stadium. Well done to St. Mary's, and until next week, signing off, Tash Medbury and Ricky Nolan.